Year he. It's your girl Cassie King, and I'm coming to you live and in color. Make sure that you grab your snuggy wuggy, some snacky snacks, a drinky drink, because we about to get into some tea, child. Yes, yes, yes. Without further more ado, let's go on ahead and get into the intro. It's your girl Cassie King. If you are new here, we are doing what I like to call the Bible tea party, where we get into some tea that happens in the Bible what the church house don't be talking about. Now, last time we were here, guys, we were talking about we are currently right now in the book of Judges. Okay, now where we left off was a very tragic story, tragic and trifling, and it was given Dahmer. So if you guys missed it, head over to YouTube. Now, wherever you are seeing this beautiful face, you're welcome. Head over to my YouTube, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a video for you so you don't miss any Bible tea parties, because I don't want to leave none of my babies out. Okay, I birthed you. Now, if you are seeing this on the TikTok, then go on ahead and follow, like, share, subscribe over there as well. I will follow you back. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. Okay, so that way you guys can catch up. But now, if you missed any of the Bible tea parties, you can always head over to my YouTube. That is Cassie King. Pay attention to that beautiful strip at the bottom of this video, and you'll be able to figure out where I'm at all times and where you can also donate if you do not want to give. Go ahead and support the Cassie King campaign. You're welcome. Also, if you bless me, the Lord will surely bless you. It's a fact. So let's go ahead and pick up where we left off, guys. Now, we was in Book of Judges. We talked about a Levite man. Okay, right now we're going to be picking up in Judges 20. Open your Bibles, get your handy dandy notebook, and share your snacks for the newcomers. Okay, they didn't know they supposed to bring their snacks. Share. Don't be stingy. Child, the Levite man, he called himself traveling to go get his little shorty or whatever, because I guess basically they was dating for like 4 months, and then she was like, I can't do this no more, so she went home to her father. And so then next thing you know, the Levite man, he went over and chased after her, talking about, come on baby, come home. So then she like, okay, I guess I go home. He was over there kicking it with her dad for a couple days, and then next thing you know, they get into Gibeah. So Gibeah is spelled G as in George, I, B as in Bravo, E-A-H. Go to your Bible and read it yourself. I am not your mama. Yes, I am. So this weird city, country, or wherever the case, he over there, he stopped in Gibeah on his way to the house, because obviously, you know, when you be traveling, you got to stop at the hotel, motel, wherever the case may be. He is a Levite, okay? And if you guys need to know what a Levite is, he is from the Israel bloodline. Those people are very important to God, okay? So he started crashing at the homie house. Talk this older man. He was like, "Yeah, y'all can crash over here." Him and his wife. So the people of Gibeah is giving Sodom and Gomorrah. Weirdos, creepies, R-worders, etc. These people go over there, knock on the door, banging on the door, boom, 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 boom. Where the Levite man at? We want to R-word him. Well, yeah, they talk about we want to S him. We want to S him. We want to have S with him. So the old man that was letting them stay there for the night, because you know they traveling, he trying to take his shorty back home. Mind you, she left him. I said, why'd she leave? So then next thing you know, the old man go out there talk about, you ain't finna mess with this Levite man, but you can have my daughter, and he got a slave wife up in here. Y'all can mess with them instead. So they was like, nah, we want the Levite man. Sound familiar? Oh, if it don't, then head over to my YouTube and you'll catch that tea when we was talking about what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah now. So anyway, make long story short, the Levite man, he gonna push his slave wife out the door. So then people could R-word her, however, treat her, and have their way with her. So you already know it's finna go down because the HPGOD don't play that, number one. Number two, first of all, Levite Man, you're trifling. Oh, and it get worse than that. Yes, friend, it got worse than that. Hold your horses and breathe and exhale. Why, when this man pushed that lady out, slave wife, because I guess she didn't want to be the slave wife no more. She left him. I see why. He pushed that slave wife outside the door. She was R-worded until the next day, to the point to where she was unalived. She was R-worded until she was unalived. That's what he said. So then next thing you know, he pick her butt up or whatever. He pick her up and he put her on a donkey. They head to the crib. He take her home. Y'all know this man dismembered that lady and sent 12 pieces of her body to all of the Israel tribes on some mob gangster stuff. Go read your Bible. It's in the book of Judges. Yep. Did that girl cold. So then the leaders of the Israel tribes that he sent it to, he said basically he sent it as a message of how cruel they were to his slave wife. But in all reality, it's given they finna get suited and booted, about to go to war about this little gruesome attack that this lady experienced, also due to the fact that they tried the right one. Because at the end of the day, he is a Levite man. Now, y'all know what they did to what y'all. Now, if y'all don't know, you need to head over to my YouTube, head over to my TikTok. But y'all know what they did to the people that R-worded Dinah. So we gonna see what it's giving, and it better give. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be picking up, guys, here. So thank you so much for coming to the Bible Tea Party. Now, I also did do the verse of the day today as well. I will be uploading that on my YouTube. So make sure that you guys head over to my YouTube. If you're seeing this on TikTok, the link is in the bio. And you can also see it at the very bottom of today's screen. Okay. You're welcome. So let's go on ahead and get started, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I missed y'all. I'm so happy to be here. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. So boom. Let's go on ahead and pick up where he left off, where he talks about the attack, and then we'll pick up from there. Okay. So we are in Judges 20. We're going to start with Judges 20, verse 11. And I am reading the easy version. Okay. So all the Israelites agreed together that they will attack Gibeah in the land of Benjamin. The Israelites tribes sent men with the message to tell to all places in Benjamin. They said, "You must know that some of your men have done an evil thing. Send those wicked men of Gibeah out to us. We must punish them till they unalived. Only that will remove this terrible sin from Israel." So, but the people of Benjamin did not agree to that. Instead, they came from their own towns and they met together at Gibeah to fight against the other Israelites. 26,000 soldiers came to Gibeah with their weapons ready to fight. There were also 700 brave soldiers already in Gibeah. In Benjamin's army, there were 700 men who used their left hands to fight. Each of them could use a sling to throw a stone at a very small thing that could hit it. So basically, in other words, they had aim. Okay, Gibeah, we're gonna see what it's giving, because this you declared war with that one. You trifling and y'all was evil. Now, verse 17, the other Israelites tribe without Benjamin had an army of 400,000 soldiers who knew how to use their weapons. They went to Bethel. They asked God which tribe should go first to attack Benjamin's army, and the Lord replied, "Judah must go first." So y'all already know they told the HPGOD it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Where Joshua at? Now we're going to go ahead and pick up here Judges 20 verse 19. Now this is where the Israelite tribes punished the tribe of Benjamin, okay? So the next morning, the Israelites got up and they prepared to attack Gibeah. The Israelite army marched forward to fight against Benjamin's army. They stood there in their places around the city. Benjamin's soldiers came out of Gibeah to attack. They unalived 22,000 Israelites in the battle that day. Word? Okay, so it's giving they losing. The Israelites basically they went over there to go do their big one. They put their tennis shoes on. They went down there and they duked them. And apparently 22,000 Israelites in the battle that day were unalived. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now the Israel soldiers told each other to be brave. Okay, y'all gonna need to be brave. You're gonna need to pray. Where Joshua when you need him. Now they went to meet with the Lord and they wept until that evening. They asked the Lord, should we march out again to fight against our relatives, the men of Benjamin? And the Lord said, yes, attack them. So they went to stand in the same places around the city as they'd done before. The Israelites went to fight against Benjamin's army on the second day. This time, when the soldiers of Benjamin came out of Gibeah to attack them, they unalived another 18,000 Israelite soldiers in the battle. Ooh. Ooh. Because you know what? Pause real quick. Now, I just read the 19 through 24 of Judges 20. Now, it's giving. Maybe he shouldn't have dismembered that lady. It was another way he could have delivered that message, but it say that the HPGOD told him that it was good to go over there and do their big one, but I guess they need Joshua, somebody. They need something because they is giving they losing. It's too many of them getting unalived. Picking up on Judges 20 verse 26. The whole Israelite army went back to Bethel to meet with the Lord. They sat there and they wept. They did not eat any food that day until the evening, and they offered burnt offerings and peace offerings to the Lord. So it's given that they boohoo crying, talk about, oh Lord, we losing people, What you thought was fit to happen? Because why would you dismember that lady? Let's start there. Oh, you thought we forgot? What caused this war? What caused this war is because y'all might not be fighting for the right purpose. Because it's given that y'all fighting because they disrespected that Levite man instead of fighting for the fact that they are worded that woman until the next day. So what y'all really fighting for? So now they over there talking about, oh God, we gonna give you this, God. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. Please, please. Ain't no crying, ain't no hooting and hollering. Don't cry now. So we were just gonna let the Levite man get away with dismembering that lady? Oh, okay. So they didn't eat or nothing. All they could do was cry and give offering. I know some people been there now. Now we're gonna pick up on Judges 20, verse 27. The covenant box was in Bethel at the time. Phinehas, son of Eleazar and grandson of Aaron, which was the first priest, was the priest who served the Lord there. Now the Israelites asked the Lord, should we march to fight against our relatives, the men of Benjamin, again, or should we leave them? And the Lord said, attack them. Tomorrow I'll put you under their power. Put them under your power, excuse me. So again, they asked God again. They like, should we still keep fighting? I mean, it's given we done lost 18,000 people. Like, how guys, is it still good? Can we still fight? And God said, yeah, go ahead, go and attack them tomorrow, and I'll give you the power. So then boom, Verse 29. This time the Israelites made some of their soldiers hide in places around Gibeah. On the third day, the other soldiers stood in the same places as before, and they was ready to fight. They put their tennis shoes on and went down there and duped them. Let's see if they gonna win. The soldiers of Benjamin came out of Gibeah to attack them, but the Israelites moved away from the city, so Benjamin's soldiers chased after them. The men of Benjamin began to unalive the Israelites as they had done before. They unalived about 30 Israelites in the field. That ain't much. And on the roads that went to Bethel and Gibeah. The soldiers of Benjamin were saying, "We're winning against them, as we have done before." But the Israelites were saying, we will continue to run away so that their soldiers can chase us. We'll lead them away from the city onto the roads. Oh yeah, y'all remember when pause real quick. Now I just read y'all the Judges 29 through 32. Now, y'all remember when Joshua was running things. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about, go head over to my YouTube. That's Cassie King. Pay attention to the descriptions down below, okay? I got a link under there that you need to really pay attention to, because some of y'all be acting like, what's she talking about? Pay attention. I'm not your mama. Yes, I am. You my baby. I birthed you. Now, y'all remember when Joshua was running things and that one little boy, not little boy, but that one man was stealing from God. And so they were starting to lose war and stuff, right? And so they were starting to lose war. And the Israelites, instead of putting their dukes up, they was running. So then once they figured out why they was losing war and HPGOD told them what had happened, then that's when he went over there and it was like, yeah, we gonna act like we still scary. And they lured them into a weak spot and blew up the spot. So it's given, this is what they fit to do. So when the men of Israel, now I'm picking up at Judges 20, verse 33. When the men of Israel reached Baal Tamar, they stopped there, and they stood there in their places ready to fight. At the same time, the Israelite soldiers who had hidden themselves on the west side of Gibeah ran out of their places. 10,000 Israelite soldiers who knew how to fight well attacked Gibeah. There was a big battle. The men of Benjamin did not realize that they were in a lot of trouble. The Lord destroyed Benjamin's army as the Israelites attacked them. The Israelite soldiers unalived more than 25,000 soldiers of Benjamin's army that day. Finally, the men of Benjamin realized that they had lost the battle. Boom. And I just need to make a pause right here real quick for those that need to catch this tea. Okay, when you are going through a battle and it look like you losing, and you keep telling God, do I need to keep fighting? And God said, yes, you need to keep fighting, because I'm about to give you your blessing. I'm about to do your big one, and you're going to be on top of the world. Be obedient. Okay, so we're going to pick up here. Judges 20, verse 36. So finally, the men of Benjamin realized that they had lost the battle. This is how it happened. Israel's soldiers led Benjamin's army chased after them. They trusted the soldiers were hiding around Gibeah to attack the city. Boom. The Israelites had agreed to sign with their men who were hiding. When those men ran into Gibeah, they destroyed everything there. They would make a sign. They would light a big fire so that the smoke went up into the sky. When the other Israelite soldiers would turn around to attack the soldiers who were chasing them, Benjamin's soldiers had begun to unalive the Israelites. Okay, so when they had unalived about 30 of them, they said, look, we're winning again, like we always do. Boom, boom, boom. So then they turned around and they saw that the tall pillar of smoke, and it was rising from their city up to the sky. The Israelite soldiers saw the sign that the attack of the soldiers of Benjamin. And so the men of Benjamin suddenly became very afraid, and they realized that they were in a lot of trouble. So yeah, it was given basically what had happened with Joshua. So when Joshua was running things, basically they made the people that had won them before when they was fighting and stuff, they had made them think like, oh, they scary. So they lured them, majority of the soldiers, outside of their territory, so to speak, right? So then the other soldiers that was like in the cuts, hiding kind of low key. Once they had lured them towards the road, like towards away from their territory, they start blowing up the spot. Okay, and so that's basically the same thing that just happened right here. So then, boom, when the Israelites that was running and stuff like that, once the ones that was trying to act like they were scary, they went from doing this to turning around and doing a big one and duking them. And so then they was like, they getting with us. So they was like looking back, and once they looked back and they saw that they spot was blown up, they got scared. They was scared from me, Petrie, scared. They was nervous and intimidated. And so that's really when you put fear into somebody's chest unexpectedly, that's when you get that power. Okay. So basically, that's what happened here. We already seen this with Joshua. I guess they picked up that technique very well, which is good. Okay. So they ran onto the road towards the desert while the Israelites chased after them, but they could not escape from the Israelites. The Israelite men came out from their towns and unalived them in the battle. They attacked Benjamin's soldiers from all sides to continue to chase them, and they were unaliving them all the way to the place of East Gibeah. So they unalived them down bad. They was down bad. Okay. So they unalived 18,000 strong soldiers of Benjamin's tribe. The rest of Benjamin's soldiers ran towards the desert as far as the rock of Rimmon, and the Israelites unalived 5,000 of them as they ran along the roads, and they chased them to get them. And then they unalived 2,000 more of Benjamin's soldiers. And on that day, 25,000 soldiers of Benjamin's tribe were unalived. Now, they were all brave men who knew how to fight well, but 600 soldiers turned and ran away to Rock of Rimmon. Okay. Now they stayed there for 4 months. The Israelites returned to the land that belonged to Benjamin's tribe. They unalived the people and the animals in the towns there. As they came to each town, they destroyed it with fire. So it's given basically after the Levite man went over there and told them what had happened to him and his wife and how he dismembered that lady's body. The righteous Israelite men, they came together and they was like, wait a minute, hold on, because they supposed to be related in a sense. That's why the Levite man wanted to go over there in the first place. Because remember, his servant was like, why don't we just go to Jerusalem and just kick it right here? And he was like, nah, they outsiders. We finna go to Gibeah. So these is kind of like they peoples for real. And so then they kept asking God, like, is we supposed to keep fighting them? Because it's given they winning. And so God was like, yeah, go ahead, keep on fighting. So boom, they winded up winning, and they did their big one. Everything and they mama was unalive, and including the animals. And whatever wasn't able to be unalived was burned by fire. That's what happened. And if you think I'm lying, you're going to read Judges 20 and read the whole thing. I am not your mama. Okay, so we are going to continue and pick up on Judges 21. And with the book of Judges, guys, if you guys are, okay, so what the book of Judges, guys, if you guys are just coming in and you don't know what's going on, I have part 1 through, I forgot what part this is going to be, but I'll know when I post it. All of the parts are going to be on my YouTube. But if you want to head over to TikTok, for those of you who have a short attention span to catch up on this tea, then you can head over to my TikTok, and I do post little clips, like 30 to 40-second videos for those of you with short attention span, because I get it. I'm like that too sometimes. We're going to pick up on Judges 21, and we're going to read all the way through it. And y'all let me know what it is, what it ain't. Now, in Judges 21, this is where the Israelites find wives for the men of Benjamin. So the Israelites had made a promise to the Lord at Mizpah. They agreed together that none of us will allow our daughters to marry a man of Benjamin's tribe. Of course not, because why? They trifling and was given Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, after the war against Benjamin's army, the people went to Bethel to meet with God, and they sat there until the evening, and they could not stop weeping loudly. They said to the Lord, Lord, Israel's God, why has this terrible thing happened in Israel? We have lost one whole tribe of Israel because it was giving Sodom and Gomorrah. Dirty, nasty, filthy, wicked people. The next morning, the people got up early and they built an altar. They offered burnt offerings and peace offerings to the Lord there. And the Israelites asked, which people from Israel tribes did not join us when we all met together in Mizpah? And they asked this because they had made a serious promise to Mizpah. And they had said, we must punish with unaliving anyone who does not join us here to meet with the Lord. So in other words, okay, guys, when they had met up in Mizpah, there was a number of things happening with that meeting. Okay, it was given like it was a hood meeting. That's what it was given. But somebody was finna get, and whoever wasn't there was gonna get DP'd. Now that's what it's given. If you don't know what I just said, then I'm gonna have to reword it again. It's given. They had a meeting for their for the people of Israel who were going to be in an agreement of, first of all, you not fit to marry nobody from Benjamin's tribe because they trifling and they wicked and they evil, and we just unalived all of them. So you need to agree to that. And another thing was they need to make sure that they do indeed believe in the HPGOD. Okay. Now, anybody that was not at that party, or I'm sorry, at that meeting, was going to be unalive because they didn't get a yes or no on that agreement. So if you didn't make it to the meeting, they was gonna unalive you on contact. Okay, so boom. Now reason being is because they needed to make sure that you knew what it was and what it ain't. Ain't none of our people finna be marrying those people, and you need to meet with our Lord, which is the only Lord, which is the HPGOD. You need to meet with him. And if you act like you don't want to meet with our God, then it's disrespectful. We should just unalive you, period. So that's what it's giving. Y'all tell me if I interpret that right. Comment down below. Okay. So the Israelites were very upset about what had happened to Benjamin's tribe, and they said, we have destroyed a whole tribe of Israel. They were our relatives. How can we find women to marry the few men who are left? We all made serious promise to the Lord that we will not let them marry our daughters. So they asked, when we met with the Lord at Mizpah, which people from Israel's tribe did not come with us? And they realized that none of the Jabesh Gilead had came to the meeting. They finna get into it with Jabesh and Gilead. When they had counted the people, there had been no men from Jabesh and Gilead. Not Gilead. So all the Israelites decided to send an army of 12,000 soldiers to attack Jabesh and Gilead. What if they didn't know? What if didn't nobody tell them? That's not right, because I be late all the time. Is that right? Poke Gilead. So I guess apparently when they was going through the little meeting and everything, they was like, wait, hold on, who wasn't here? Because somebody is missing. And then come find out, Jabesh and Gilead, the bloodline of Jabesh and Gilead, they wasn't there. So they got suited and booted, 12,000 men ready to go and off those people about missing that meeting. Now y'all know they just unalived a whole tribe. A whole tribe. So it's giving it's about to go down. So they commanded them, use your swords and unalive everyone there, including women and children. I know you lying. Y'all gonna unalive the kids too? If you think I'm lying, head over to Judges 21 and read verse 9 through 11. So let me read that again, because that's kind of I mean, how was they supposed to know to come to the meeting? It ain't like they had cell phones back then. And why didn't they come to the meeting? What was their excuse? Did they get a chance to explain themselves? You gonna unalive the women and the children? They basically try to get rid of bloodlines. That's what it's giving. Population control. That's what it's giving. You tell me. You tell me. What y'all think? So all the Israel, I'm gonna read it again. Judges 21, verse 10. So all the Israelites decided to send an army of 12,000 soldiers to attack Jabesh and Gilead. They commanded them, use your swords to unalive everyone there, including the women and children. This is what you must do. Unalive every male and every woman who has slept with a man, but do not unalive the women who have never had the S word before. Don't unalive the virgins. Okay. Well, at least the virgins is saved. Whoo. I said, woo. So the Israelite men attacked Jabesh and Gilead, and they found 400 young women that was virgins, and they took the women back to their camp in Shiloh and Canaan. Then all the Israelites sent a message of peace to the men of Benjamin who were still at the rock of Rimmon. So the men returned from the rock. At that time, the Israelites gave the women of Jabesh Gilead, and they had not unalived Gilead that they had not unalived to them. But there were not enough women for all the men of Benjamin. The Israelite people were very sad about what had happened to Benjamin's tribe. The Lord had caused their tribe to become very weak. The Israelite leaders asked, how can we find wives for the other men of Benjamin? We unalive all their own women. So Benjamin's people who are still alive must have children. If they do not, their whole tribe will disappear. But we cannot allow our daughters to marry them. We promised that we would never do that. We said God himself will punish anyone who allows his daughter to marry a man of Benjamin. But every year, there's a big feast at Shiloh to give honor to the Lord that will happen soon. So right here, guys, it's given, okay, yeah, we unalived everybody in Benjamin's tribe, but the men that was in Benjamin's tribe that sided with us, we need women for them so that their bloodline can live on, because they can't have our women. And since Jabesh and Gilead, since y'all didn't come to the party, not only is we finna unalive y'all, but whatever women is still clean over there on y'all side, we gonna get that to the Benjamin men. Even though they sided with us, they still can't, we ain't sharing women with them. Does that make sense? So again, it's given basically, guys, what had happened was some of the people in Benjamin's tribe, because basically when they unalived all of them people in Benjamin's tribe, there were some men in Benjamin's tribe that sided with the ones that was attacking their own people, right? Their own bloodline. So those men that were still alive needed women, but they was like, y'all can't have our women. We're going to try to figure out a way to get y'all some women. So whoever didn't come to this meeting, you can have their women, whatever women that they have that are still virgins, you can have those women, but everybody else need to be unalived anyway. So now they going to God and they like, God, we already had an understanding with you about the simple fact of we is not going to let our women marry those men from that bloodline. They cool. So, but we ain't doing that. So we need you to help us find them some women so that way their bloodline does not disappear. That way they don't go extinct. Okay? Does that make sense? Comment down below if I just confused you. My bad. I don't know if I did. Now, the Israelites told the men of Benjamin, go there and hide in vineyards. Watch carefully. When the young women of Shiloh came out to dance at the feast, so right now they finna have a big old party. You already know. It's giving. Back in these days, they used to party for a long time, and it's a whole bunch of women that's finna come there, and they about to be linking up and cupcaking and exchanging locations and goats or whatever. Okay, so now they finna have a party and they finna do their big one and they finna go outside. So they outside or whatever. So Shiloh is north of Bethel, south of Labana. Okay, and it's on the east side of the road of Bethel and Shechem. I can't even stand saying Shechem. Now the Israelites told the men of Benjamin, go there and hide the vineyards. Watch carefully. When the young women of Shiloh come out to dance at the feast, run out from the vineyards. Each of you should catch one of the young women of Shiloh, take them home to the land of Benjamin to be your wives. And their fathers and their brothers may come to us and complain. If they do, we will say, please go. Hold on. Wait a minute. I know you lying. So it's given Judges 21:19 through 21. It's given they finna have a party and they finna go kidnap some of the women from Bethel and Shechem. Some of the other women from the other side. They finna go kidnap these women and give them to to Benjamin's tribe because they like, you can't have our women. We'll go steal y'all some women before we let y'all have our women. I know you lying. Hold on, y'all. Something in my eye. I hate when something get in my eye. Ween. And there's still something in there. Hold on. Oh, here it go. I got it right here. I be getting lint in my eye all the time. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. So it's given that they're finna go down there and kidnap some women from Shiloh. So their fathers and their brothers may come, and so then they said that they might come and try to complain about it and all this. So this we gonna see what they gonna say when they saying that they got something to say. So we gonna see what we're gonna pick up on Judges 21 verse 22. So their fathers or their brothers may come to us and complain. If they do, we'll say, please agree to help the men of Benjamin. We cannot find a wife for each of them in the war. You do not choose to give your daughters to them, so you will not be guilty. The men of Benjamin caught them and took them away. Ooh. The fathers or the brothers may come to us and complain. If they do, we'll say, please agree. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 moment. If they do, we'll say, please agree to help the men of Benjamin. We cannot find a wife or each of them in the war. You did not choose to give your daughters to them, so you will not be guilty. The men of Benjamin caught them and took them away. Okay, so basically it's given so basically it's given the men of Benjamin, they basically was given instructions that y'all can go and steal their women and they won't be guilty for agreeing to giving y'all the women. Okay? Because don't nobody want to give them their women because of what happened to the Levite's wife. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm giving. That's how I'm interpreting it. Y'all tell me if I got that right. So that's what it's given. It's given the Israelites told the men of Benjamin to go down to Shiloh and kidnap their women as wives so that their bloodline could live on. And if the men complain about it, they're going to tell them, look, technically you in the clear with the HPGOD because technically you didn't have nothing to do with it. They came and took the wives. Now, had you have been like, yeah, you can marry my daughter, then you probably would have been frowned upon in the eyes of the people and the eyes of the Lord. They took the wives. So, you know, but it's like, I guess they was trying to create a gray area in the that department. So y'all let me know if this making sense. That's how my brain understood it. So that is what the 200 men of Benjamin did. Each of them caught a young woman as she was dancing at the feast, and they took them to their own land to be their wives, and they built their own towns again, and they lived in them. After that, the Israelites left there, and they went back home to the places where their tribes and their clans lived. And at that time, Israel had no king to rule over them. Everyone did what they thought was right. Boom, here we go again. Everybody did what they thought was right. But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much closing the book of Judges. At this point, we finally got through the book of Judges. We are going to be getting, if we're going to be continuing going book by book, because ain't nobody requested a book to read. So I'm just going book by book for you guys, okay? Now, if there's a particular book you want to read, let me know. Hit me up directly and we'll do that. But until I get any requests, I'm just going to go book by book. So that means we're going to pick up on Ruth after this, which is one of my favorite books in the Bible. I say that all the time. One of my favorite books. But I do like Ruth. She was my favorite book in the Bible when I was in high school. But now now my new favorite book in the Bible is definitely Joshua's story right now. Y'all comment down below what your favorite book is. But yeah, guys, so it's given basically after they went over there and whooped on them people and unalived all them people for doing that gruesome crime and evil wicked thing to the Levite slave wife, it looks like they went over there and conquered all those men, but it was about 200 men or less that sided with those with the attackers. And so those men were left and they didn't unalive them, obviously. And so those men, even though they were from Benjamin's tribe, those men still needed their bloodline to live on because technically they are one of the Israel people, whatever the case may be. So they needed to, because they was like, look, after what y'all did, y'all can't marry none of our, don't nobody want you to marry their wife. Don't nobody want you to marry their daughter. Okay, none of our daughters is fit to marry your people from your bloodline. Unfortunately, sir. Yeah, you fought with us, but we can't do it. We are ready to talk to the HPGOD, so you're gonna have to go steal your own from another tribe somewhere. So boom, the people in Jabesh and Gilead, they missed the meeting. So they was unalived, and whatever daughters they had over there that was still virgin, they gave them to the Benjamin people. And then the Benjamin people went and kidnapped a whole bunch of women from Shiloh, and that's how they were able to continue their bloodline from that tribe. Now we're gonna pick up on the book of Ruth in our next Bible Tea Party, God willing. It could be tomorrow. It could. It depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, guys, it's been an actual pleasure hanging out with you today. Let me know comment down below if there's a particular book that you want to pick up on. I'll be more than happy to accept requests. Make sure that you guys are paying attention to my links down below, so that way you can always figure out where your girl is at when I'm at where I'm at. We at where we at. Double tap that screen. Make sure you share the live. Okay. But I am gonna hop back on my other live. I'm get on the other live with my other viewers over here because I got a little bit of time and we're doing a little good today. So I'm gonna head over there with you guys and kick it with you guys for a little bit. Before I do so, I just want to say it's your girl Cassie King. Make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I post a vid, because you deserve it. I deserve it. Help me help you help me. Support the Cassie King campaign with the donations cash app down below if you will, if you got it. If not, participation in your presence is most important. The most important goal is to reach at least one person a day. That's really the most beautiful gift I can ask or receive. Pray for me because I pray for you. And also, guys, if you follow me, I will follow you back. My mama told me fair exchange ain't no robbery. Okay, subscribe, guys. Comment down below. Tell me how you feeling and tell me what requested books that you want to go over, and I'll do it for you because I work for you. If you see this beautiful face, double tap that screen, push the thumbs up, show me that you appreciate it because I did it for you. You're welcome. Without further more ado, it's your girl Cassie King, and I am out. Deuces.